Ladies and gentlemen, in next about 10 minutes, I will give a small presentation on this topic, direct carbon dioxide negative loss. And this is a technology which can mitigate rising pollution, global warming, and climate change in the world. Gentlemen, like Mr. Khan has said, many scientists in the world are working on this direct carbon capture. This is very good technology, and this has to be adopted in future. But the technology is very costly. The project cost in the international market of direct carbon capture is ranging from $300 to $600 per metric ton. Mr. Khan is also attempting to be at less than 200 euros per metric ton. But I'm happy to say, already you don't believe me, but in India, we have brought down this cost of direct carbon capture not only to zero, but to a negative cost. Unbelievable? You will see now. So I pretty times less, so I will quickly cover the concept. This is the graph showing the carbon dioxide used in environment from year 1000 to 2016. There was no problem all these years. You see this graph, the CO2 level in apartment used to be 280 to 300 parts per billion for thousands and thousands of kilos. But after industrialization, it is now going up. Today, world average is 425 ppm parts per million. Now, what will happen? This is the future. If you don't arrest this rising trend of CO2, then by 2090, this will cross the safe limit of 800 ppm, which is shown here. And in Delhi, it has already crossed. It means 2090 year has already come in Delhi and NCR in 2026. So this is the graph you can see. On the left is Delhi. By 2100, it was 2200 or 2100. It was expected to cross a figure of 5,000 ppm. And 5,000 ppm, gentlemen, is here. You can see 111. The same level is 700 ppm. And if it comes to 5,000 ppm, that it will lead to serious oxygen degradation. Result is to permanent brain damage, coma, or even death. So no human being will be able to survive on this earth, and that's why whole world is worrying that what will happen to our future generation. So we may only see next 2 generations probably. And in fact, the depth of this world war we have already started. Now, this is India standard 4. We say that a breathing air, the CO2 content should not exceed 500 ppm. Or gave us 280, 300, but we permit it up to 500 ppm. But you will be surprised that sitting here in this hall also, I have conducted many tests in 5-star hotel. The CO2 level in India is found between 1500 ppm to 2000 ppm, 3000 ppm in all indoors. So below environment has become in fact more toxic than outdoor environment. So now let's analyze it. Gentlemen, what was happening from year 1000 to about 2000? There was no growth. Whatever CO2 was being generated by Europeans on Earth, it was being absorbed by trees and plants, and in return we were getting good quality of air. Means they are giving us oxygen and food. So this was a sustainable cycle of Earth, which was actually for thousands of years. But what happened after that? We went on industrialization. Industry were heavy. We came in more corrosive. More vehicles, more air conditions. Air conditioning, both air conditioning buildings are pumping out heat and pumping out pollution into the environment. I will show you. So what has happened that this natural system of green plants have failed. On top of that, we started deforestation, cutting trees. So this, and that's why the global warming is taking place. That's why the global temperature Delhi is increasing. Now you can see this here. And every year it is increasing. Now our government, I lucky here to have big perspective from Ministry of Power, and Madam is here from Bureau of Energy Efficiency. I would like to take a note. Government is doing there is a lot of work. All these things, grow more trees, green trees, variable efficiency. Government is doing a lot of work for cost about 30-40 years. But what they are doing, they are only reducing the emission of the CO2 pollution. But this rising graph of CO2 is not stopping it. So why? What is the reason? Because whatever government is trying, it is making some difference. Some where it is 5%, 7%, 8%, but population is increasing at a ratio of 25%. Wages are multiplying every year. Air conditioning load is increasing, and they are increasing a similar pattern as the CO2 is increasing. Pattern is almost same, and in coming years it will increase more. So what is the solution? So this solution I have found out that whatever with the extra CO2 emitted on the earth, it has to be absorbed by direct carbon emission. And that is what my non-direct technology is doing. We absorb the CO2, not only CO2, we absorb 4 types of toxic gases, SOx, NOx, VOCs, and our filters last for 1 year. For 1 year, they keep absorbing this, and the filter material gets enriched. Carbon dioxide is converted into carbonates, nitrogen dioxide is converted into nitrates, sulfur dioxide is converted to sulfates, and all these things, the French nitrates, they are very good food for our tree plants. They are fertilizers. So the concept is, after 1 year, we take out the old filters, and from the filter material, we make this Rich Organic Manure. This is being made in my village, in district period of 100 kilometers from here. And once this Rich Organic Manure is given to the farmers, the production of farmers will increase. It will produce more food, it will produce more oxygen. So this sustainable cycle, which was a triangle, our triangle earlier, this will come back if this technology is supplemented by BUNKERMAN technology. This is airborne certificate. Now, this is a Rich Organic Manure. This is produced or this is made out of pollution collecting from the air. Now, this is a TVOCs plant. Guwahati refinery. This has been successful. We installed this system and their electricity will reduce by 40%. So, in a sense, I would say that if you use this category in air conditioning building, you reduce the initial cost by 40 to 50%. And then 40 to 50% cut is there in the monthly maintenance of the electricity. And that's why it proves to be a negative portion. I've got a house in east of Kailash, A68. If you get tough, this is a BUNKERMAN house. That house is absorbing CO2 from the environment equal to 3,000 trees. Come and see and read. So we recommend it to the government that first action you take, all the air-conditioned buildings should have this technology. They should cut down their expenditure by more than 40 to 50%. And then this will provide you the public air. This will also bleed the environment. And this has to be implemented on a long-term basis. Thank you very much.